Hello, everyone. This is your reading assignments for the week. Okay, so I am going to start by sharing the screen and showing you some of the activities we're doing. So remember, our essential question is, how can things in nature be used to make new things? Okay, so let's go to our weekly opener. Oh, look what he's making there. What do you think that is? Weavers use plants to make baskets. So those baskets, if you have any like that, made out of plants. Peanuts are cooked and mixed with other foods to make peanut butter. Clay is a type of soil. Clay is used to make pottery like this vase. Okay, so that's our weekly opener. Let's look at our words, the words to know this week, because they will be in your listening comprehension story. So repeat after me. Designs. Let me hear you say it.
Designs. I drew circle designs in my picture.
Look at those designs. So a design is patterns or shapes that decorate things like plates, paper, and clothes. Oh, create. Repeat after me. Create.
Create. We can create a picture from twigs and leaves.
Create a picture. So create means to make something. So let's watch the video.
Create. To create is to make something.
Let's go to the next word. Why isn't it? Oh, there we go. The next word, repeat after me. Natural resources. Natural resources. There's actually a Brain Pop video on Brain Pop Junior on natural resources. So if you're interested, you could watch that Brain Pop video and learn more about them.
Natural resources. Water is a natural resource.
And one of you did mention water. You could use water to make things like lemonade, like iced tea.
Natural resources. Natural resources are things in nature that we can use.
So things from nature. Next word, repeat after me. Weave.
Weave. I used colored yarn to weave a scarf.
Look at that. Okay, next word is knowledge. Knowledge. That's where our IB Learner Profile word comes from, knowledgeable.
Knowledge. I gained knowledge about the moon from a science book.
So whenever you read books, you're gaining knowledge and you're becoming more knowledgeable. So knowledge is what you know about a topic. Oh, sight word. What is that sight word? I think you know that already. Where, the question word.
Where do the roses grow?
Where do the roses grow? So you're talking about the location. Where? Okay, let's spell it in there because it's a sight word. W-H-E-R-E, where. Okay, next word. What is that sight word? I know you know that one. Look.
Look at the owl's home.
Spell it in the air. L-O-O-K. And that is it when it comes to words to know for the week. Now, we are going to go to the big book. So I'm going to share so you could see it closer. And we already read Bread Comes to Life. Remember, we learned about making the recipe, how to make bread. And we said on Friday, for Fun Friday, we are going to make a recipe together. We're actually going to make chocolate chip cookies, and Miss Abril is going to be there to assist. We're going to put both of our classes together and do it. And then you could come pick up cookies if you'd like. from Miss Dotel's house. Okay, so the next story is also informational text because it's giving you information. That means it's nonfiction. And the title is Nature Artists. Native American artists have been making things from nature for many years. This sculpture carved a mask out of wood. Do you remember what wood comes from? Trees, right? The trunk of the tree. This artist uses grass to weave into a basket. The artist adds rows of designs. The basket has a bowl shape. It can hold many things. What would you put in the basket? Okay, let's look. What are these called when there's writing under a picture? It's called a caption. If you said caption, you're right. The sculpture paints a mask. Native Americans have weaved baskets for thousands of years. Let's go to the next page. Clay is found in the earth. It is thick and sticky. Oh, I think I'm going to move so it's a little quieter. Let me go here. Sorry, guys. Okay. I'm going to repeat this page. Clay is found in the earth. It is thick and sticky. Artists use clay to make pots and other objects called pottery. Pottery. See how a clay pot is made. 1, the artist shapes the clay with her hands. 2, the artist starts to form the pot. So you see how it's kind of looking like a pot there? 3, the pot is baked in the oven. The pot dries out and becomes hard. 4, the artist paints the pot. 5, the finished pot is a work of art. And I'm sure some of you guys have pots at home that are made out of clay. So this gives you an idea of how it was made. This artist weaves a wool rug. Do you remember what wool is made out of? Sheep, right? Sheep. The designs on the rug will tell a story about the beauty of nature. What beautiful things in nature do you see? Okay, so look at the caption. The artist uses a loom. That's how she weaves the rug. Okay, so that's our second story. The last thing we are going to do, and you could do this at a different time if you need to take a little break before we do this last thing, is we're going to do our listening comprehension. And this is actually a Navajo tale. Do we remember what a tale is? Is that real? What is it? It's not real, right? Okay. So I'm gonna try to put it here for you so you guys could see. Hold on. Okay. I'm gonna put it here so you guys could see it. Hopefully, the portal's working for you guys now. It's working for me. Okay, so I'm gonna stop and I'm gonna go back to that. Here we go. So this is a Navajo tale. So it's Native Americans. And it's just a tale, means it's not true. Okay, so it starts here. I'm gonna go from my cards, but you could look at either one. And remember, make the movie in your head. Spider Woman teaches the Navajo, a Navajo tale. One day, long ago, a young girl walked to Spider Rock. Many people told a legend that Spider Woman lived nearby. Suddenly, the girl heard a soft voice calling, She looked all around, but she did not see anyone. Then the soft voice called again. It seemed to be coming from inside the earth. When the girl looked down, she saw the ground had split open. There was a tiny crack in the earth. She was curious, so she peeked into the crack. Below the crack, the girl saw a small room. There were rugs hanging on all the walls. The rugs were woven into wonderful bright colors and had beautiful designs. Remember, we learned that word, designs. "What beautiful rugs!" exclaimed the girl as she looked down into the room. Spider-Woman looked up at the girl. "Come in, child," she said. Suddenly the girl found herself in Spider-Woman's room. "Can I learn to weave rugs like these?" asked the girl. "Will you teach me how to create them?" "I will teach you to create rugs if you agree to just one thing," said Spider-Woman. "You must go out into the world and teach Navajo women how to weave." "I will," agreed the girl. So Spider-Woman began the first lesson right away. The girl listened closely. First, the girl learned that the materials for the rugs were natural resources. "The colors came from the earth," explained Spider-Woman. "White comes from shells, and blue comes from turquoise, and many more colors can be made from plants." Spider-Woman taught the girl how to make each beautiful color. This one next. Next, the girl learned about the loom. Oh, look, they have it right there, which is a weaving machine. "My husband, Spider-Man, made this loom for me," said Spider-Woman. "The bar across the top stands for the sky, and the bottom bar stands for the earth. My loom is made of the sun's rays, the lightning, and the rain." Spider-Woman taught the girl how to use the loom. Finally, the girl learned about the designs. "The designs come from the earth and the sky," explained Spider-Woman. "When I weave, I think about the clouds. I remember the flash of lightning when it rains. I dream of sunbeams of sunny days. And I remember the beauty of the mountains standing against the sky." Spider-Woman continued with a warning. "You must never draw your design on paper," she said. "Close your eyes and imagine the design in your mind. Let the weaving come from your heart." Spider-Woman taught the girl how to make the designs, and the girl promised to listen to her heart. The girl was almost ready to begin weaving, but first Spider-Woman shared one last piece of knowledge. "The edge of the rug must have one small break in its design," she said. "It can be as simple as a light color woven into a dark background. This opening is called the energy pathway. It is how the energy of the weaver escapes from the rug. If you do not leave the opening, your energy will be trapped inside the rug. You will not be able to create any more beautiful rugs." So the girl began to weave. She wove rugs and blankets with lovely colors and designs. After a lot of work, she became a very good weaver. Then she left Spider-Woman. She kept her promise to teach Navajo women to weave. The girl became known as the Weaving Woman. For the rest of her life, she traveled and taught the Navajo women to weave. And that's why, to this day, the Navajo still weave their beautiful rugs and blankets for all people to enjoy. The end. Okay, so that's our story. And that's a fictional story. It's a tale, but there actually is some truth in that story. A lot of the way the Navajo women weave their rugs share those patterns. They use earth colors, they have that border, and so on. So there's some truth. Remember, some fictional stories have some truth in it. So that's the truth behind that. Let me see if there's anything else I want to share with you before you go. That has to do with our lesson. I think that's about it. Tomorrow you'll be doing your practice. Well, you might watch this. Oh, don't worry about that. You're going to do your practice book pages on Wednesday. And remember, they'll still continue to tie into that theme, which is nature, natural resources, how we use our natural resources to do other stuff. Okay? Bye.